Pete Barker. World number 7 equal at the moment. First time I've ever been equal. From London. Been on tour 13 years. Started playing squash when I was, I think, around 7. My brother played, or my dad introduced my brother and I. He's 2 years older than me, so maybe 6 or 7. Just went to a local club. And that was basically my main sort of objective, was to beat him, to beat my brother, older brother. And I managed that when I was 16, so probably could have retired then.
Obviously, at 31 now, you said you've been on the tour for 13 or so years. What keeps you motivated? What drives you to keep playing and progressing and pushing yourself?
Good question. I think I had this conversation with Chris Simpson last week. We were doing some training in America, and he was saying that there's 2 types of people. It's like ego-based, where it's about like results and stuff, or I even forget what the other type of sort of training is, but where it's about aesthetics of the game, and it's about sort of improving the squash. I think I've always just been very results motivated and training motivated. I enjoy that. I enjoy the process and the training and the physical battle, and I love that. The whole technique and stuff, I could take or leave.
Because you don't do much solo training or anything.
Oh, I need to do more. I mean, I'm 31. Solo training is the single worst thing.
Why? Because you're on your own court and there's nobody there.
It's so boring. I'd rather pay someone to feed me some balls than just go on and like just solo drill. But that's probably what has stopped me from achieving higher than 5 in the world so far.
Really?
Yeah, because I mean, you know, the guys at the very, very top, you know, they're focusing on attention to detail with their technique, and you know, they've got no qualms about spending an hour on court on their own, you know, because that's what you've got to do. But I find that so boring.
Because James loves it, doesn't he?
Loves it. He loves the aesthetics and the feel of the ball and stuff like that. Whereas I'm just much more like, I enjoy the training, and I enjoy the results, and I enjoy the feeling of playing. Like rather than, I mean, this sounds weird, but I think I could have been happy playing any sport, like professionally. I just love that. I love the squash element. Obviously, I've always been good at it, but okay at the technical side. But I think, you know, that's probably what's held me back.
Looking back sort of on your career so far, what's been the highlight for you? What's been the standout moment?
Couple of things really. Like when I beat Shabano in Qatar, he was like world number 1, and he was like one of my sort of idols, and still is, like just great players. I think actually the best player to play squash. Not in terms of what he's achieved, but just aesthetically of I think he plays an amazing game. So that was awesome. But team stuff really. Individually, Commonwealths. Like for me to win, I've won 3 medals. So, and interestingly, like the best medal I got was a silver in doubles, and I care less about the silver, but I played with Alison, who's like a long-term friend, and I loved that. I mean, I loved it for her, like, because it meant so much to her as well. But that was great. But my 2 individual bronzes are very important, and that's really the only thing I've actually got up at home.
Fair enough.
So they're probably the highlights. Winning the world teams and stuff like that. It's all great. I love it.
Just a couple of medals.
Just the medals for me, I think.
Cool. On the flip side, what's been the toughest moment?
I think the toughest just trying to when things are not going well off the court, to try and like maintain your focus and things like that. I know it sounds a bit cliche, but you do fall like you play with. I mean, it's like when you have a regular job and you have a bad day. I mean, you just go home and it's like, whatever. But I think when you have a bad day in the squash court, and you know you've trained and you've like physically, emotionally, and mentally exerted yourself, I don't know, it does get to you, and you sometimes fall out of love with the game, and it takes maybe a break, or it takes a conversation with someone just to sort of remind you and get back into the moment of why we play. And at the end of the day, we're all playing our hobby for a job, which is amazing. And that's what I try and tell myself.